Okay, so Harry Price has turned up, so I'm going to play a track first, and we're going to talk in a second or so when he puts his guitar down. And basically what we'll do is we'll do some, we're talking about a production album here, Experiments Within, is that right? Did I got that right? You did? Right, okay, cool. And welcome along, my friend, anyway.
Thank you very much, thank you for having me.
And you're very welcome. And it's good because it's different, this is music, it's very different, so have a listen to this. I'm going to play a track first, Frog Lips on Tour. I played this actually on the last show.
You did?
It's really cool. Yeah, have a listen to this.
One of my favourites, actually.
Oh, cool. Oh, well, I picked the right thing then, that's cool. This is Harry Price, Frog Lips on Tour. That's Harry Price music. Frog Lips on Tour. So look, firstly, explain the title, because that's quite unique.
There's no meaning to the track name, if I'm honest. It was my housemate that I lived with come up with the name for the track.
Okay.
And it was literally when we finished production of the track, I asked him a question, which was, what do you think the name of the track should be? He replied with Frog Lips. Right. I replied with On Tour, and then that's the end of that. That's closed doors.
Right.
And
because I find that often when I'm writing tracks and I don't have a lyric in mind, they just get named.
Yeah.
And it might be something to do with the sound, etc.
That's the one, yeah. But that really has no reference to any of the sound.
I'm disappointed now.
There's no frogs in it, unfortunately.
No, I thought there might be one in the background.
No.
So production, let's talk about, because this is heavily produced. I mean, what's your background first?
It's all electronic, not an instrumentalist at all.
Okay.
Brought up on turntables and a computer, really. Okay. So started at a young age. In year 7 I was experimenting with different music softwares. I'm 20 now. So and then since then it's just been a constant experiment, really. I've done 12 EPs over the years since I've started, and then now this one here, the album that I've brought you today, is the third full album I've done.
Okay.
And it's all production stuff, really. It's just guesswork.
Okay, so and you do collab with people as well, or is it just purely your own work?
Originally, I was pretty strict. I was sort of very withheld and introverted. Sort of made my music on my own, locked myself away, made my music. But over the past year, since I've moved out on my own, I'm now living with a housemate.
Okay.
I've got lots of people over all the time, and we're always jamming with each other and bouncing back new ideas.
So did it start on the decks first then? Is that really the background?
Yeah, that's on the background. Turntables first, really.
Right.
Yeah.
And was that home clubbing as well? Did you go to clubs? Did you?
Not really. No, I was sort of scared of big clubs, really. I was shown by a guy called Basker, DJ from Colchester.
Yep, I know
he
the name.
invited me down to a radio station that he done in 2010, I believe, called Dance Audio. And he invited me to just watch through his sets, and then that's how I started.
Okay.
Actually jumped on the turntables that way.
Okay,
And
so
then got a regular show on this station.
So with regards to recording, etc., then use obviously software, etc.
Yeah.
And is it bedroom studio, that sort of thing?
Bedroom studio, yeah.
Great.
It's always changing by week. I'm always shuffling things around to suit the needs of the tracks.
Yeah, it's all about what's that I call it? I can't think of the name now, but when it's hardcore music terms of regarding to new music, when it comes to new equipment as well. It's always a thing. The latest thing that goes on. There's so much stuff, particularly with the synths coming out now. There's so many great synths about.
There is, yeah.
So, do you use software synths, or do you use using the outboard gear as well?
A lot of it's software synths, really, but most of my work's made using sounds that I've recorded. So Foley recordings through my phone, microphone hanging out the window, little weird things like that. So in all my tracks on this album, there's elements of my real life hidden in the background of all of them, sort of. Transitioning across the whole album. So on Froglips on Tour, over the whole length of that track, there is a recording of me and my mate Ed making the track.
Okay.
So just the process of us mumbling away and
cool.
little drum beats. But it's barely noticeable, but I like to hide things in my track like that.
Right, okay.
In my tracks like that.
Okay, that's interesting. And with regards to obviously doing anything live, do you just generally keep it as it is? You don't go out live? You don't do any
Not
shows
really,
at all?
no. I used to play, I used to DJ out a fair bit around Colchester at the waiting room.
Oh, yeah.
But we lost that facility, unfortunately.
Is it gone now?
It's all gone now, yeah.
Because Rob Perfect used to do a session there,
Yeah,
and there was a few others that
yeah.
did some sessions as well.
Yeah, we had some really good nights there, and it was one of the only places in town where me and my friends could express ourselves with our music, because our music was quite different to what. Well,
that's right. But you need that avenue. Again, this is what this show's about. It's needing the avenues for everybody to actually put out music, and something like this is, I know, regardless of genre, the idea is to get people out there.
Yeah,
so, is there anything else? Where else is there then? Because there can't be now. Then
there's not many places now. The Ball in town on their open mic night on the Tuesdays, they're actually getting a nice little electronic crowd forming there now.
Okay,
which is quite nice.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, so that's a place which is opening up a little bit, but that's really it.
So you're constantly writing?
Yeah, always writing. Yeah. Day and night.
Straight home from work. Gosh, in you go.
Yeah, just chuck something out quickly. Yeah.
Yeah. And it is a constant. I think that's a very important thing. I've always said to people, if they are writing music, keep writing. Don't stop. It's the hardest thing to ever. If you stop, it's the hardest thing to start again. So I always find that I keep constantly doing something, even if it's on the mobile phone. I'm halfway through work. You know. I've always tried to collect the top 10 mobile phone recordings of any artist. So I've got a track up here from you, Harry Price, and you say Harry Price music. Now that almost sounds like a record shop now. So
could be. I've got enough songs.
Yes, that's more like that's enough about me. What do you think of me? Because it's all your songs. With collabs, etc. Do you have other people that have their music that are willing to put stuff through here? Because I mean that's another important.
Yes, certainly. I actually formed a collective of producers and rappers. Just lots of lots of different musicians from around Colchester into this big collective called the Hive Mind.
Okay, cool.
There's about 60 of us now.
Right.
All from Colchester and surrounding areas. So there's a lot of people with a lot of talent that are just hiding away and trying to get their sound out through the internet.
Well, that again, this is so important. As I said, for this actual program is what it's all about. And I'm surprised that Rob Perfect hasn't put you down then, because the guys like you should be on his show. So
it's only a recent thing, really. It's all branching at the moment. It's all in.
Okay, well, regardless, anyway, we'll certainly have a little corner for you guys. Lovely. If you do a session, to guys to come along and have a session, and if not, as I say, their recorded music comes through here, so that would be good start. And I'll talk to Rob Perfect on Colne Radio later on. Okay, so hey Harry, this is Roach Card Symphony. Anything to say about it?
It's quite a short track, very heavily influenced from Pink Floyd. Stayed up for a couple of weeks, just binging their albums. And this come about.
Okay, right. Okay, this is called Roach Card Symphony, Harry Price Music.
Thank you very much.
I definitely recognise the Floyd in that. I definitely say
very evident.
So what albums did you listen to then? Because with regards to Floyd, Animals.
Medal was my favourite.
Right, yeah.
Echoes, that track on there, just on repeat for a few days, I think. Saint-Tropez as well.
Yeah.
Fearless as well.
Yeah.
Love the lyrics in Fearless.
Yeah.
Just that album. That album definitely is probably my favourite by them.
That was actually I would say actually Medal was the first I ever listened to. Really, I started to. And I didn't, and then Dark Side of the Moon straight after that, which was probably their first concept album and probably the ultimate concept album, I guess. I think so. So with regards to vocals and things like that, are you interested in sort of doing collabs for vocals? Someone comes up with an idea, and
it's actually something that I'm blooming at the moment. For the past year, I've been writing a lot of hip hop, and then from that, I've just been toying out on my microphone, just testing it out. And I've recorded probably 3 or 4 songs with my voice on it. And I've recorded a track with my friend Maddie. She done vocals. It's actually on there, but only the demo version at the moment. It's not the complete version. So yeah, I've done vocals with a friend Maddie, which went really well. It's really, really weird for me to work with vocals because I've been locked away for such a long time without them.
It's very difficult. The first thing is you mentioned earlier that is you hide your music. It's more to do with the preciousness of it all. You know where you want. You know where it's going. You know what you want to do with it. Having said that, there's Hemingway, who came in and did a live session here. They do a lot of electronic music. She's got a great voice, and if she's listening now, you guys need to get in touch because I think there could be something very interesting. Because she did an acoustic session here, and it wasn't until halfway through, having not heard any of their music before because they hadn't had anything recorded, so they were in demo stage. They said that the majority of what they did was electronic. They go out and they have to play to sequence. The band have to play to sequence events. So a very interesting discipline in itself, as you probably can imagine. And so I was quite surprised because the acoustic session worked really well. So I haven't heard anything from their actual electronic sessions, but I've invited them to come back and do something because it'd be interesting to see how they stand up. Because the songs stood up on their own, which I think was really important as an acoustic item. And I always say that it's very important to have that before you go into any other icing on the cake, if you like. Yeah. But yeah, it'd be interesting because I could hear some really interesting things going on there on that last track in particular. So, okay, so because we'll feature the album, we will continue to play the tracks anyway to invite others in, and obviously get everybody involved in this show, you know, because it's what it's about. And as I say, it's unique because it's different, and I like the idea that we're spreading our wings with the genre. People are now starting to give us all different variations of different styles of genre, which I think is important.
Yeah, it's nice to see that coming through as well. Definitely.
Yeah, I think it's essential. As I said, this platform is so essential. So from your album then, I'm going back down the list here. Give us another shout then for a track that we can find. And hopefully I can find it easily. What about The Journey?
Yeah, you can
I listened to that the other day. It sounded really cool.
Yeah, it's quite a lengthy track.
Yeah, that's all right. We got time. Yeah. That's cool. And
one of my favourites again, actually.
All right, cool. I've done well then. I'm definitely your friend then. Okay, this is Harry Price Music. He's come in to talk about his album, and we're going to talk about where to find him in a second or so that you can get in touch. And obviously, this is a track from him, third one of the evening, and then we're going to go on to the live sessions very soon because it's called The Journey. Took 2 days to construct in the front room, is that right then?
That's right, yeah, in the front room on a very comfortable pillow.
That's an epic journey as well, I feel.
Thank you very much.
Listen, okay, so we're going to keep in mind with the Hive Mind Collective, they can come along and we'll link up somehow and get some more music through the show for Loxley's Corner Colne Radio. Mm-hmm. It is a unique genre, but I think that's important, as I say, because this is what the platform's about. So where can we find you in respect to Harry Price Music then? Where will we find you?
Right, I've got a Facebook page, so it's just Harry Price Music.
Okay.
Just got to search that in, it will come up. But I'm selling all my music through my Bandcamp page.
Okay.
So it's harryprice1.bandcamp.com.
Okay.
Yeah, all my stuff, all my releases can be found on there, dating back to 2009.
Okay.
So there's a lot of stuff on there.
Mm-hmm.
Big old archive. And I've got Twitter as well, at Harry Head First. And that's really it at the moment.
Okay, well, that's enough. I should think there's enough platforms to get people to hear you. Listen, thank you very much for coming in and debuting the album with us. And as I said, we'll constantly get involved as well with the Hive Mind Collective. I think it's a great idea. And I think Rob Perfect as well is the man to talk to as well for Friday night to get some of this stuff out there as well.
I'll be sure to encourage some others to send some music into you.
Great stuff. Thank you. Well, listen, thank you very much for giving up your time coming down.
No problem.
Okay, right. Well, that's Harry Price Music. And I'm sure we're going to hear a lot more from that. And as I say, everybody that sends in their music, this platform is important for everybody. It's not just an acoustic thing, and I know it started that way, probably I suppose it derived from the open mic scene, etc., but it's important to have everything on here.